All right, I want you to really pay attention right now, please, because the first paragraph, you're writing two paragraphs. So the first paragraph we're going to work on today, and that is going to be about how mountains change over time. But then I want you to add a second paragraph that talks about the day that you went to visit a mountain and what happened on the mountain. And if you have never been to a mountain, in your second paragraph, you're going to listen to a paragraph and watch me make a paragraph about when I went to a mountain. And you can use that information to pretend you've been to a mountain. So I've told my students many times before that an event that you write about in writing workshop doesn't have to be an event that actually happened in your life, but it needs to sound like it could have happened in your life. And you can take information from other sources to create a piece of text like that. So count them two, and that's what I'm going to expect. Now I want you to grab a pencil and paper and start taking notes along with me. And I want you to make sure you write those two paragraphs, because I can tell people are fast forwarding. They didn't do a second paragraph last week. Okay, I'm going to turn me off as usual. It's much better when I'm not on the screen. You can really focus on the words. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over our science content words. Okay, so our first science content word is avalanche. An avalanche is a large amount of snow and ice and rocks falling down a mountainside. And if you look over here at the picture, you can see an avalanche is occurring. Erosion. Now, we already learned about erosion on week 1 of our land and water unit. Erosion is the act of wearing away a surface. Now, this is an odd word. The face is what people call the side of a mountain. So instead of calling it the mountainside, which to me makes more sense, scientists call the side of a mountain the face of a mountain, the part that faces you. Just think of it that way. Okay, and then finally, debris is what's left over when something breaks apart. So even though there's an S at the end, we don't pronounce it debris, we pronounce it debris. What is left over when something breaks apart. All right, let's look up here at our big idea, our thesis statement, our topic sentence, and I've actually written two because I did not want to have a big long run-on sentence, and here it is. Are you ready? Mountains change over time. Sometimes the changes happen quickly, and sometimes over a long period of time. All right, that is our big idea. Okay, let's get started. This is from chapter 3 of one of the books you were assigned this week. Hopefully you've read it already. And now we're going to do a close read and take notes, thinking of our big idea. Mountains change over time. Sometimes changes happen quickly and sometimes over a long period of time. And there's that word there, faces, changing faces. There we go. That's what we're going to be reading about. You might want to think about using some of these words for the title of your paragraph. So remember this, changing faces. Mountains are always changing. Sometimes the changes happen quickly. An earthquake may cause an avalanche. When this happens, large pieces of rock can break off from the mountain. Okay, and avalanches, falling rocks can be dangerous. Okay, I'm going to get the big idea down here, the big fact, which is that an earthquake can cause an avalanche. And sometimes it's not just an earthquake. It could just be that there's too much ice and snow, it gets top heavy and it falls. Okay, let me get that big thought down. I'd like you to do the same. Here is my thought. An avalanche can cause large pieces of rock to break away from the mountain base. Okay, let's look at this page now. Looks like we can see a large eruption happening here. A volcano can make a mountain bigger, but some eruptions are destructive. The top of a mountain can explode. When this happens, the mountain becomes smaller. Okay, I'm going to stop right there and let people know the big fact that a volcano can either make a mountain larger or smaller. Here's my fact: an erupting volcano can make a mountain bigger or smaller. And you are welcome to change your facts a little bit from mine and use your own thoughts to write the facts and add more information, of course. All right. In most cases, changes to a mountain happen too slowly for people to notice. For example, wind can cause erosion. Tall mountains can have strong wind. The wind pounds the face of the mountain. It loosens debris. More wind blows the debris away from the mountain. So we need to get information down about wind can cause erosion, as tall mountains have quite strong winds up there. So you go ahead and write that fact down. I will too, and try writing it in your own words. You can always look at mine if you're feeling confused. Here is my fact. Mountains can also erode slowly due to wind. Wind can loosen debris and blow that debris away. This process can make the face of the mountain smoother. Water erodes mountains too. Rain may collect in pools. The water freezes and melts as seasons change. These changes create cracks in the rock. Over the years, these cracks grow. Eventually, rocks break off. Rivers might run between the peaks, and the moving water carries the sediment away and cuts a path between the mountains. Okay, so I need to get some information about how water can erode mountains. I'm going to get that fact down. I hope you try it on your own. And you may certainly look at mine to help you with your thinking after I have finished. Here we go. Water can erode mountains. Freezing and melting in cracks makes the cracks grow. I should have put the word water there to make that clear. I'm going to do that now. Water freezing and melting in cracks. Whoops, spelled it wrong. That's okay. Water freezing and melting in cracks makes the cracks grow. Sometimes rivers run in between mountains and the running water can carry the sediment away. So there you have it. There are all our notes for tomorrow's paragraph, which we will put together. But friends, you should find putting those paragraphs together and doing a concluding sentence very easy by now, just from using these notes. So we will do that tomorrow, but quite quickly, and then we're going to move on to our second paragraph, which I'm going to expect you to submit under this first paragraph about yourself visiting a mountain. I'm going to share one visit I had to a mountain to help you along with that. All right, I will see you tomorrow.